6. Organized planning, the crystallization of desire into action. To put your plan into action, Hill recommends following these 4 think and grow rich steps. 1. Ally yourself with a mastermind group that consists of people who will help you carry out your plan. 2. However, before assembling the group, be sure to ascertain what it is you can offer each of the members in return for their work. 3. Meet with the group at least twice a week, or more if possible, until a solid plan has been created. 4. Maintain good relations between you and the group at all times. To obtain your fortune, you will need to collaborate with others. No individual can make it entirely on their own. If your plans fail, go back to the drawing board and keep trying until a plan works. Thomas Edison made 10,000 failed plans before he perfected the incandescent light bulb. His key to success was that he never gave up and kept formulating new plans when the previous ones had failed. To plan intelligently is the key to securing your fortune. 7. Decision, the mastery of procrastination. After analyzing the data accrued from interviewing more than 25,000 men and women, Hill came to the conclusion that a lack of decision, example, procrastination, was one of the leading causes for failure. The most successful people make decisions quickly and definitely. Those who struggle to make a decision are often easily persuaded by the opinions of others. However, Hill states that to be easily persuadable means that you lack desire and, therefore, will not reach your goals. Learn to trust yourself, and if you need information, only get it from trusted sources. Those who make decisions quickly know what they want and how to get it. The world bends to those whose actions and words indicate that they know where they are going. To decide requires courage. It's only the bold who go on to achieve great fortunes. 8. Persistence, the sustained effort necessary to induce faith. Persistence is built upon strength of will. When desire is combined with willpower, little can stop you from reaching your goals. Most give up the minute things get too challenging. To persist in the face of adversity is the only way to advance. If you find yourself struggling with a lack of persistence, by putting in some concerted effort, you can overcome this hurdle. How easily you'll be able to persist depends exclusively on how intense your desire to reach your goals is. Here, Hill suggests reminding yourself of your daily affirmations. Further, if you have carefully assembled your mastermind group, they can prove beneficial in encouraging you to stay on track. Hill puts forward an 8-stage think and grow rich action plan to cultivate persistence. It goes as follows. 1. Definiteness of purpose, knowing exactly what you want. 2. Desire, becoming obsessed with amassing your monetary fortune. 3. Self-reliance, belief that you can follow your plan increases your persistence. 4. Definiteness of plans, organized, thorough plans guide you forward. 5. Accurate knowledge, ensuring that your plans are based on fact. 6. Cooperation, members of your mastermind can encourage you to persist. 7. Willpower, concentrating your attention on seeing your plans through to completion. 8. Habit, persistence is the direct result of habit. What you do daily becomes who you are. By repeatedly acting courageously, fear can be overcome. 9. Power of the mastermind, the driving force. To accumulate money, you must have power. Without power, you cannot put your plans into action. Hill states there are 3 ways of accumulating power, and they are: 1. Infinite intelligence. 2. Accumulated experience. 3. Experiment and research. Knowledge is converted into power by organizing it into definite plans. However, knowledge cannot be acquired alone. If your plans are thorough, then they will require the knowledge of others. By using the knowledge of the members of your mastermind group, you can generate power. Cooperative alliances underpin nearly every great fortune ever amassed. A collection of minds produces results far greater than the sum of their parts. 10. The mystery of sex transmutation, the 10th step towards riches. The word to transmute means to transform one element or form of energy into another. Hill argues that sex is our most primal and powerful drive. So strong is this desire that individuals often put their life and reputation on the line to indulge in it. However, Hill argues that, when this sexual energy is redirected into other pursuits, it can have a far more potent effect. While this takes a significant amount of willpower, he maintains that the effort is worth it. Nonetheless, Hill is quick to point out that he isn't advocating that the sexual drive be repressed. It should simply be given alternative outlets that can enrich the mind, body, and soul. A transmuted sexual drive results in phenomenal creative ability. Creative imagination, Hill states, is humankind's sixth sense. Creativity originates within us, but it isn't guided by us. All of the best artists become great because they are adept at listening to the still small voice that speaks from within. The same can be said of all successful people, artists, and CEOs alike. 11. The subconscious mind, the connecting link. While you cannot control your subconscious mind, you can suggest it mulls over specific plans, desires, or goals that you wish to achieve. However, the subconscious can only be voluntarily directed through the process of habit. As your subconscious functions 24/7, you must be wary of the types of negative thought patterns and unproductive habits you are feeding into it. You must act to move away from such negative influences and move towards cultivating more positive, desire-driven states of mind. The subconscious is more receptive to thoughts that come accompanied by an emotion. Hill states that it's only emotionalized thoughts that translate into action. It is, therefore, worthwhile familiarizing yourself with what constitutes as a negative or a positive emotion. Hill uses the metaphor that emotions attached to thought are like yeast in a loaf of bread. They encourage action, example, they make the bread rise. Depending on whether the emotion is positive or negative will result in either a remarkable or disastrous loaf of bread. 12. The sixth sense, the door to the temple of wisdom. Hill believed in an infinite intelligence that could be tapped into when the subconscious was vibrating at a particularly high, positive frequency. However, he also states that it is possible for the infinite intelligence to communicate to an individual without them having cultivated a suitable mental state beforehand. Hill refers to the creative imagination as the sixth sense. What people call flashes of inspiration, or hunches, Hill believed were messages from the infinite intelligence. The sixth sense is, therefore, a combination of the mental and the spiritual. When you learn to listen to the messages of your sixth sense, you will know when to avoid dangers and when to seize opportunities. It acts as a guardian angel of sorts. Hill argues that if you have accepted the previous chapters of his book, you will now be ready to accept this notion of the sixth sense without skepticism. The ability to listen to this power happens gradually while the other principles are being realized. 13. How to outwit the 6 ghosts of fear. Before you are ready to integrate the philosophy laid out in this book, Hill states that you must ensure that you aren't being held back by any of what he refers to as the 6 basic fears. The 6 fears are as follows. 1. The fear of poverty, embodied by indifference, indecision, doubt, worry, overcaution, and procrastination. 2. The fear of criticism, embodied by self-consciousness, lack of poise, an inferiority complex, extravagance, lack of initiative, and lack of ambition. 3. The fear of ill health, embodied by hypochondria, poor exercise, susceptibility, self-coddling, and intemperance. 4. The fear of the loss of someone's love, embodied by jealousy, fault-finding, and gambling. 5. The fear of old age, embodied by slowing down and developing an inferiority complex around the age of 40, referring to oneself apologetically as being old, and killing off the habits of initiative, imagination, and self-reliance. 6. The fear of death, embodied by focusing on dying rather than living, lack of purpose, and lack of suitable occupation. Hill states that all fears can be grouped into one of these headings. As all emotionalized thoughts translate into physical action, all thoughts attached to fear can never result in acts of significant financial gain. However, fear is nothing but a state of mind, and the mind can be directed. Therefore, you can control your fate by controlling your mind and, thus, overcome fear and accumulate all of your desired riches. And that's the essence of this exquisite book. Remember to subscribe, as your support helps me craft summaries for even more captivating reads.